Welcome back. You know, I just noticed something very strange. Just the fact it says look around the island at night. But there is no actual key event anywhere. There's a quest event, which I assume is going to be related to what's going on, but normally there'd be a red one. And there isn't. It's just the 4SPG. Green one. Can we end the night or return to your room? Okay. I was wondering, like, it seems very strange there wasn't anything marking where to go next kind of thing. Right, so who's in the room? 301. Pretty sure this is Walter and Townsend's room. Feel kind of bad that Townsend has to share a room with that guy. Wait, I hear voices, and is that someone crying? Why? Why me? My horrible look finally makes sense. It's all because I've been cursed. That's gotta be Townsend. Sounds like he's not in the best mood either. Maybe I should pop in real quick to check on him. Hey there, sorry for barging in. The Spriggan, what are you doing here? Oh, nothing, just thought I heard somebody blubbering their eyes out and I figured I should look into it. Rooming with Walter's that bad, huh? I wasn't blubbering, do I look like the blubbering type to you? Well, I certainly am not pleased to share a space with that brute. There are far more concerning matters on my plate at the moment. Okay then, lay it on me, what's the problem? There's this reporter named Marielle. You know the one who was taking pictures for tourists earlier today? Yeah, I know her. Looked like she was giving them away too. Well, a little while ago I received a few pictures of my own from her. That's when I saw it. A strange white shadow hovering over me. Oh, brother, that's what got you so upset? It could be Blue Blanc. Hey, this is a big deal, alright? Here, see for yourself. Yeah, that's just reminding me of, like, Trails in the Sky. Huh, there really is something there. This was taken out out in front of the abandoned church, right? Wonder what that haze is. See, I told you there was something strange going on. Must be a ghost. It's been haunting me this whole time. Well, at least you got a pretty cool picture out of it. How can you be so blaze about this? Blase. This is evidence of paranormal activity. Ghosts caught on camera. Even modern science has been able to provide proof of the afterlife. How are you not absolutely petrified? I don't know what to tell you. If the higher elements are at work here, I wouldn't be surprised that a place like that was teeming with ghostly-looking monsters. Nosferatus and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that can't be explained with science. Doesn't mean you're being haunted. Ugh. Must take me for a fool. I should have known you would understand. First I had to deal with the horrible incident in Basel last year. Then I lost my job, and now I can't even take a proper vacation. I'm positive it's all because of this evil spirit. There's simply no other explanation. As long as it's got its claws in me, my life will be filled with nothing but misfortune. How will I ever rid myself of this horrible affliction? Look, if you're that scared, why don't you try and figure out what the white blob actually is? Sure, it looks like a ghost, but maybe it's just like when people see celebrities in their toast or something. I suppose the unknown is sometimes more scary than the truth, yeah. But how do you suggest we investigate the identity of a ghost? The very idea is ridiculous. Actually, I think there might be a few people on this island that know a thing or two about spirits. What kind? Plus, I'd hate to leave him like this. If I ignore it, he might just become even more of a headache. Should I help him get to the bottom of this ghost business? Yes. How about this? I'll figure out what's going on with this ghost thing as long as you put in a formal request. Request? Oh, you mean your 4SPGs? As luck would have it, I know some people on the island right now who would be considered paranormal specialists. With their help, I'd be able to figure out the truth behind your little ghost problem. And hey, if it really is a ghost, all we have to do is exorcise it. I figured that'd be a lot more constructive than just sitting here freaking out about it anyway. As much as your skepticism irks me to no end, You do make a good point. Fine, I formally request your services. Although I'm not sure how far I trust these specialists of yours. Guess it's all a deal then. In that case, mind if I borrow that picture? Gladly. In fact, I'd rather you have it anyway. All right, then. I'll get back to you after I talk with Marielle and the others. Actually, I might even have to come by to give you a once-over too. Just wait here for now. Of course, but make sure you're quick about it. No promises. Oh, I guess I should go find Marielle then. Might be a good idea to talk to someone familiar with the island too. Maybe the villa manager? Could also ask the Growlsritter for help. Although I don't think Celise was ever all that good at the whole clairvoyance thing. She'll probably just stick to hitting up her partner. No, let's take her. It'd be more fun. Then there's Shizuna. I think she mentioned something about having spiritual powers back when Mare possessed Yume. Might be useful. Sure, at least one of them is capable of clearing up this mess.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Do I get to pick? Do I get to pick? Do I get to pick? Can't say I'm thrilled to depend on you, but I do appreciate the help. Now go find out what that hazy white blur in the photo was, and make it snappy. It was already snappy, because it was a photo. She took a snap. Yes, you see. It all comes together. Doors. Oh, I want to take Celise because it's like, yeah, it would be funny. Right, well, let's go around. Alrighty then.
Let me ask you something.
Sorry to cut into your fun, but can I ask you a work-related question? Sure. Go for it. Van took out the picture he borrowed from Townsend and began to explain the situation. I see. Chasing down a ghost, huh? Sounds like a pretty fun job. Kind of fitting for this island, don't you think? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, it's nothing to worry about, at least for the time being anyway. Look, if you're not going to tell me, you could at least stop being so foreboding. Anyway, to answer your question about my abilities, yeah, I can detect evil spirits, can even exorcise them too. On a running machine. But based on this picture, I don't really think that's what you'll need from me. That's not to say Torzend isn't being haunted though. Oh, would you mind stopping by to take a look at him? I get the feeling he wants a diagnosis straight from the horse's mouth. Sure, I don't mind. Why don't you head over now? Hey, Torzend. Brought somebody to see you. I'm sorry, but who are you, miss? She's someone important from the east. Got a talent for seeing spirits, too. My name's Shizuna. Nice to meet you, Mr. Ex-CEO. Yes, likewise. I don't believe I quite understand, but whatever insight you can offer would be most appreciated. Was there anything you noticed about the picture? I didn't get the sense that there's something ghoulish going on, if that's what you mean. But I figured I could at least check you out, just in case. Triple Gulp. Yeah, just as I thought. You know, host to a ghost. You do seem to be giving off some pretty negative vibes, though. Negative vibes? Guess it might make more sense to say he's irritated or annoyed. Yeah, let me put it like this. Strong negative vibes attract bad things. Usually it's just general misfortune, but other times it's evil spirits. Anyway, I don't know your situation, but I'd recommend trying not to worry too much. Do something to get out of this slump you're in. Wow, I wasn't expecting you to give the guy life advice. The reason I came here in the first place was to refresh myself. Just had so much bad luck lately. Well, nevertheless, I appreciate your suggestion. However, none of that explains anything about the white haze in that picture of mine. Do you know what it could be? Well, at the very least, I don't think it was a ghost or a human. What's that supposed to mean? Bug. On the camera lens. I may know a thing or two about spirits, but I'm not a medium, you know? Guess it's just something you'll have to rack your brains about. Alright then. Thanks again for your help. Yeah, thanks for your time. Boy. Or it could be a light off to the side of the camera and it's just bouncing around on the lens. Guess I better keep working my way down the list. Now, there's many explanations that actually make sense in these kinds of scenarios, that's the thing.
Let me ask you something.
Sorry to spring this out of nowhere, but can I get you to get your take on something? Why, certainly. If it is the clergyman's duty to lend an ear to those who seek one, no matter how disreputable they may be. Could have gone without the last bit, but thanks. Van took out the picture he borrowed from Townsend and began to explain the situation. So, you wish to know what this ghost really is? I'm not sensing anything odd from the picture itself, but knowing it was taken on this island does make me wonder. That's a bit more ominous than I was expecting. I think I should meet with Townsend. I'll explain in more detail there. Oh, are you the priest with the Septian Church? That's correct. My name is Leon, and I'm somewhat called a wandering priest. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. The picture Van shared with me didn't give much to go on, so I thought it better to meet with you directly. So, do you think there's something going on with him? Gulp. Worry not, friend. I don't sense any spirits on your person. Really? That's certainly a relief to hear from a priest. However, it would be prudent to keep your wits about you. This whole island has been stained by some sort of stagnant energy. What? What do you mean stained? Just as it sounds. I felt a very peculiar sensation ever since we stepped foot here. It's as if a dark cloud is dark cloud, that was a good game. It is looming over the entire island. I won't know more until I've had a chance to conduct a more thorough investigation, however. At any rate, it's not uncommon for spirits to congregate in places with an excess of energy. Even if you aren't being actively haunted at the moment, it's still possible that something has its eye on you. I suggest you stay indoors after nightfall. I would also be mindful not to get into any mishaps during the day either. I see. So much for being relieved. Well, this was definitely a strange turn of events. Thanks for your help, Leon! Not at all. I'm glad to be of assistance. If you have no further need of me, I'll go ahead and take my leave. Farewell. Bum bum bum. Guess I'd better keep working my way down the list. Alright then. We got around the corner. You.
Let me ask you something.
Van took out the picture he borrowed from Townsend and began to explain the situation. See, that certainly does look a bit spooky. With you being the manager and all, I thought maybe you might have some idea of what it could be. Anything come to mind? Well, to be frank, I don't think I've ever heard talk of ghosts around here. That's not to say we haven't had a few slightly odd disturbances, of course. Mind telling me about them? Certainly. One of our guests was taking a walk one night, and they said they saw an ominous, terrifying shadow. People were concerned about the possibility of it being a monster, but after conducting an investigation the following morning, we came to the conclusion that it was likely only a wild animal. Because the street lamps were stretching its shadow, it seemed much larger than it actually was. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Knowing there haven't been any ghost sightings in the past is helpful on its own, though. I'm sorry I couldn't provide you with any more information. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do to assist you. Sure thing, thanks. Guess I'd better keep working my way down the list. Okay, the list. Alright, so is there anything else out and about? Randomly? No. Mario.
Got a question for you.
Van took out the picture he borrowed from Townsend and began to explain the situation. I didn't realize I caught a ghost in one of my pictures. It's not my fault that Mr. Townsend is so on edge about it. If only I'd checked them beforehand. I should go and apologize. It's not your fault. I'm pretty sure the guy is just paranoid about anything and everything. Anyway, do you usually see stuff like this in your photos? I wouldn't say it's common, but I've definitely taken some that were pretty similar. But my co-workers at the Tyro Times have said I'm the only one who has had this issue. It's the camera. Maybe she just has a knack for capturing ghosts on film. Did you notice anything strange around this time that you took the picture? Were you like bending over? And like you had the camera close to your chest? Because maybe your badge there was swinging backwards and forwards and it was just moving in front of the camera. No, I don't think so. I think it was sometime around dusk. I was just getting ready to turn in for the day, and that's when I spotted Mr. Townsend. He was trying to get inside the abandoned church, but it seemed like he'd given up, and he could just walk in. Figured I would take a picture so that I could have a nice keepsake. Oh, I almost forgot. That's the only picture I took with the flash on. Ah, so it's reflecting off something. Although, that's about the only thing out of the ordinary that I can recall. The flash, huh? That might have something to do with the haze, then. Thanks for the info, Mario. Of course, happy to help. Yeah, it's reflecting off something. Alright, I think that's just about everybody. Heard a lot of different opinions, but nothing really substantial. Maybe I'll have a better luck investigating around where the picture was taken. And so Van made his way to the abandoned church. It's reflecting off the bell, right? Huh? What are you doing here? Oh, it's you. I was just trying to familiarize myself with the terrain, but I noticed an unusual aura coming from that abandoned church. What do you mean? I mean, I'm definitely catching a whiff of something, but I can't quite place what it is. I'd say it's because you lack the proper training. Anyway, I'm assuming you have business over there? I do, yes. You could say that. Somebody asked me to take a look around for them. Van showed Kasim the picture Townsend had given him and told him about his fears regarding the apparition. I see. It would seem that Vern's former CEO still has a number of unresolved anxieties. That being said, I'm surprised a Spriggan would even take on a job like this. What? Got a problem with that? The only reason I took the guy on was because I didn't want him getting any more carried away than he already is. Anyway, what did you think about the picture? Anything stand out to you? Not particularly. Thought the white blur was odd, but nothing more than that. I see. Guess I'll just have to keep digging. Oh, shall we get going? We are going the same way after all. You're not exactly my ideal partner, but after you, I suppose. So this is it, huh? Sure is a lot more creepy at night. It's very odd for the Septine Church to leave behind ruins like this. Usually only find them near abandoned villages, evacuated due to ongoing conflicts in the area. There is an abandoned village, though. Now that you mention it, I guess it is pretty strange. Anyway, I've got some investigating to do, so this is where we go our separate ways. You'll find no argument from me. However, I would like to know how you end up resolving the issue. Are you thinking it might be related to that weird feeling you mentioned earlier? Yes, and I prefer to have as much evidence as possible before drawing any conclusions. Well, if I find anything on my end, I'll be sure to fill you in. I appreciate it. We'll speak later. Good luck. Alright, I still have no clue what made that white haze. Guess I'll try using Shard Search to see what I can find. I can pick up a trail somewhere. It might just lead me to the answer. Maybe something inside could offer a hint or two. So far my money's on it's just a reflection from like maybe the windows.
Whoops.
Or the bell in some regard, like the light was just shimmering off them.
Maybe you ought to try a shard search.
Ooh, this looks like a good fishing spot.
Oh. So what are these? Can I pick them up? There's much to be concerned about, but our investigation will be ending shortly regardless. Come speak with me once your own is complete. A beat-up orbal lighter lies discarded on the ground. What's an orbal lighter doing here? Looks like it's been through hell and back. Still got some life left in it, though. Doubt somebody from the villa would litter like this. It must have belonged to a tourist. Or someone from the society. Guessing they came out here at night to see how long they could hold out in a test of courage. Probably got so scared they dropped their lighter and ran for it. It's gotta be these... Oh, that's the fishing spot. I was like, what's that down there? The tracks seem to end here. The pattern makes me think that it's got some level of intelligence, though. But there's no way it's human. It's gotta be a monster. The question is, what kind, and does it actually have anything to do with all this ghost business? Plus, the footprints are incredibly round. I feel like I've seen them somewhere before. I mean, the distance then is like... Like it's bouncing. Like, boing, 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 boing.
Ooh, this looks like a good fishing spot.
It feels like it is a monster. What monsters bounce, though? Because my mind's going to, What was the name of the film? Was it Pon? What was the name of the film? That one with the monster. Now I can check the thing. What's this? A medallion? The goddess in the sky. Looks like it's got an engraving of Adios on it. Seems pretty old. It's all cracked too. Almost seems like somebody smashed it underfoot. Ooh. Makes sense for something like this to be left behind in an abandoned church, but something about it feels off. Guess that covers everything I wanted to look at. Don't think there's anything else worth examining here. Better go report back to Kasim. Already done with your investigation? That was faster than I expected. Well, it's not like it's a big church. Anyway, figure out what that weird aura was all about? No. Seems I was just a bit too late. Appears to be unrelated to your photograph issue, however. You don't say. Excuse me? Marielle? What are you doing here? What do you think I'm doing? I'm here to investigate the photo I took, of course. Felt kind of guilty, so I thought I might as well lend you a hand to make up for it. I figured you would want to take a look at the church, so I decided to come out here myself. Lucky guess. I didn't know you'd be working with someone from Marduk, though. Hope I'm not intruding. Not at all. Actually, you might just be right on time. It would seem Van's determined the true identity of your ghost. Already? Well, it's pretty easy to piece together once you look at the evidence. First, there were the small round tracks that I found. Yes, it's like something's bouncing from point to point. The fact he's calling them tracks is what makes me think that. Because I was thinking they're not footprints. Then there was the abandoned lighter and the cracked medallion. But out of those three, the one that points to the identity of the white haze is the small round tracks. Small round tracks I found using shard search. Those are the key. Round tracks? What do you mean? From them, we can infer that we're dealing with a monster that doesn't have legs, but if it could fly, it's a pom. There'd be no tracks at all, so it hops. Put that together with small and round, and there's only one thing it could be. A pom. Yeah. A pom? Sorry, I'm not super familiar with monsters. I'm drawing a blank. Poms inhabit every region of Zemuria, so it's little surprise that they'd be here as well. They're incredibly adept at blending into their surroundings. However, they're also quite skittish. Personally, I haven't seen many around lately, but I've heard there's been sightings of a special shiny type that glows. There's the reflection. They come in a whole variety of colours, but the white one is the most common. Maybe I've never seen one because they're so good at hiding? Guess the only question left is how that white haze at Pom ended up in my shot. Yeah, that's the important part. It was jumping into shot and reflected with the flash. You said you had the flash on when you were taking the picture of Toll's End, right? My guess is that our little friend was hiding outside the church but was startled when the light went off. Oh, that's it. It must have leapt behind Toll's End at just the right moment. Oh, you're right. That would explain everything. I'm not sure Mr. Townsend will accept it unless we show him some kind of photographic evidence, though. Think we can get it to pop out again if I take another picture with the flash on? Not so sure. Honestly, I feel like I probably spooked it just by entering the chapel. But given the tracks that Van found, I assume it's still somewhere around here. You think maybe it's too scared to come out? Guess I'll just have to find some other way to convince Mr. Townsend. Actually, I think I can lure it out. We've come this far, right? Might as well get some solid proof. This should be interesting. Huh? Rawr and such. There it is. Hey! It really worked. Better grab some photos. Is that you seen me? Oh no! 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 Hey! How nimble. Should we give chase? Well, we can't just let him go. It'd be dangerous to let a monster roam around on the main road. Hey! Boing, 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 boing. Looks like we've got the little guy cornered. But he seems to have called for reinforcements. They're closing in on us. Whoa! What are those things? Just stay calm and keep close. Allow me to lend a hand.
What a lovely day for an exorcism.
Isn't it? No, we're not got enough boost. Sludge breath. Yeah, that's the only problem is I've just not got enough for a boost. I can't end it quickly.
My move now.
Dual arts. Oh yeah, I changed up some of my stuff. Dual arts are arts with 2 elemental affinities. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Right, let's use one of them then. So let's do... yeah. Meteoric gravity. Death blow and delay.
Time for thaumaturgy.
This. Beginning enemy suppression.
Decent.
Activating skill.
Just waiting on that boost coming my way. Didn't do anything. You got that crit. That's not fair. Do cosmic thrust on you.
Sci-Fi activate.
Well, that's good. That was good.
All set. Come on. Strike.
Assuming that was his S-craft. Might not be. Might not be. Right, we got the 200 craft points now, and we got the boost. Let's wait for that to cast. Vandalize raid.
Here goes.
Here goes.
Time for the main event. Vandalize raid.
Boost gauge expanded.
Ooh, those ones are quite formidable. But though, normally I'd have another S-craft available, wouldn't I? But I've only got control of Van right now.
Breathe your
Activating
last.
skill.
Chance.
A chance
Come, searing seal.
of mine.
Stay on.
Do I have a Zoram around? Because it's very much like, let's just use that as a way to heal back up. Again, I'm on my own, so it's like, well, it's a bit different. I mean, seems around, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Do. Forget combat points again. That'd be good. Yeah, let's do cosmic
Time
thrust.
for thaumaturgy.
Eat this.
We're
An unwise decision.
gonna get that boost.
Release your full power. Chance.
Bye. Yes, we can get that out now.
Showtime.
Got this.
Brace yourself.
You should get rid of one of them.
Vandalize! Raid!
Boost gauge expanded.
Oh no, we got them both. Like I said, if we had 2 S-crafts, that would have been it. No. All clear. Phew, that pond was a hell of a lot tougher than he looked. Nice job, you two. I was able to get some great pictures during all that commotion. The pond was so fast, some of the shots came out a little blurry too. I'm sure Mr. Townsend will be convinced once he gets a look at these. Nice work, kid. Guess I'll be able to wrap up this job after all. What about you? Got anything else to take care of? Actually, I think I'll be retiring for the evening. I still have some lingering concerns, but it would be best to review the whole situation before taking action. I see. Review the situation, huh? Guess I should probably do that myself. Especially with all the weird stuff we've run into lately. Well, if you're ready, what do you say we head back to the villa? Because, yeah, there's still questions of, like, that medallion and stuff. It's like, And so the three made their way back towards the villa, with Kasim saying farewell, partway along the route. Upon their arrival, Van and Mariel decided to pay a visit to Townsend's room. You're right, the monster is about the same shape as the blur in the other photograph. Right, so you weren't actually being haunted. The palm just happened to pop up in the middle of the shot. That's all there was to it, eh? I'm ashamed at how much I let this whole thing ruffle my feathers. I'm sorry, Mr. Townsend. It's all my fault. If I had just checked the photos more carefully before I handed them over, none of this would have happened. If anyone deserves blame, it's the monster for getting in the way. This was no fault of your own. Well, I appreciate you for saying so. Still, if we take into account what Miss Shizuna and the priest had to say, it sounds rather likely that we could encounter some spiritual phenomena in the future. Best to be prepared at any rate. Perhaps I'll go see if they happen to know of any good precautions to take. Good point. From what they said, there's definitely something strange about this island. Spiritual or otherwise. Situation's so complicated already, though. This just makes it worse. Van? Are you alright? Yeah, it's nothing really. Anyway, if you get into a pinch at night, you could always ask your roomie for help. Just imagine in that conversation. I bet he'd be really happy to have something to beat the shit out of. The only problem is the room might not be intact afterwards. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be comforting or terrifying. But I suppose I'll just have to consider it. Phew. I almost blew our cover. It's wild that he could tell we were around, even if he is the Compson. Worked out okay, though. The way things are going, tomorrow ought to be pretty entertaining. Yeah, maybe. Not that I'm in a hurry to take on any extra work, though. Anyway, they're way more suspicious of the church now, so I'll switch it to a backup location for now. Like that. Oh man, I'd sure like to go mess around with them a bit, but I guess we'll have to save that for later. Look forward to tomorrow, everybody. We're gonna have a hell of a time. Oh no, what's coming?
That takes care of that.
Photo of a phantom.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Okay. Well, we'll go speak to Townsend, who's not around anymore. Like what? Now where would he have gone? I can even check his room. I'm just curious. Like, would he not be around? It was the room, right? We're in the right one, right? Because he could be, like, sitting with others now, that's the thing. And I'd want to potentially see interactions there. Like, because it could have been this room? But no? Is he outside seeing? Nope. Only 3 dots up there. Check around. Down here. Nope. Still the 4 of you there. Still the 4 of you there. I don't know where he could have gone. Really? Just looking for a square anywhere. Don't see any. Right. Let's return to our room and end the day, everyone. Should I head back to my room and get some shut-eye? If anything's gonna happen, it'll be tomorrow. Better wrap up any business I got tonight before bed. Yep, let's head to our room. After a long day, Van decided to return to his room at the villa. As soon as he hit the bed, he was out like a light. It's a new day, everyone. The 15th. 6:45 a.m.? Jeez.
Last one to that island and back is a rotten egg.
You're on. Your ass is getting fried, small fry.
There's no end to their energy, I swear. Ah, well. At least they've chilled out some compared to yesterday.
You're becoming more of a doting father by the day.
Well, look at that. We're neighbors. You and I are basically in sniffing distance, but we're still in different buildings. Kinda weird.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Good morning, Van.
Good morning.
Morning to you, too. Never thought I'd see the day when we'd exchange good mornings at a resort like this.
Oh? I seem to recall a certain someone promising we would go to Michelin together someday. I know a lot has changed between us since then, but it's nice to think about us still doing it one day, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. So, you guys have any luck finding leads?
Oddly enough, no. I'd like to believe that's a sign there's no sinister plot at work here, but it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, ain't a chance in hell. He's gonna act before too long. I can smell it.
I can feel it too. As you know, I'm still a bracer, and my duty to the guild comes before anything else. But that doesn't mean we can't lean on each other. I'm counting on you, Van.
Right. When the time comes, I hope you'll have my back too.
Oh. The two of them chatted for a while until eventually it was time for breakfast. After parting ways with Elaine, Van headed towards the restaurant. Once he and his friends finished eating, the discussion shifted to what they should do next. Okay, what's our plan for today? Yeah, what's left to do on this island? We did most of the fun stuff yesterday. I don't think that's what she meant by plan, Nadia. You're not wrong, though. We blew through all the normal vacationing activities yesterday. You and Elaine already exchanged information earlier this morning, right? Uh-huh. But I can't say either of us got much out of it. We're all in the dark here. It's daylight now, what are you about? I left Theo's sensors on all night and they didn't pick up on anything, unfortunately. But even so, I'm starting to think today won't be as peaceful as yesterday. I concur. If there wasn't a looming threat, Mr. Al-Fayed would not have been dispatched here. See out that four-eyed bastard and his loyal guard dog would have showed their ugly mugs unless they had a good reason. Yeah, there's no way Harwood would have brought us all the way here unless he had something big planned. Whatever the case, we're gonna have to widen the scope of our investigation if we want to get to the bottom of this. We never ended up checking out those undeveloped islands, so why don't we head over that way for... Van? What's gone into... you?
Huh?
Huh?
That's the boy from Messeldom!
And that outfit. Could he be...
Hey! Hold it right there!
Where'd he go? There! How'd he do that?
Teleportation.
Must be that shadow ability of his.
I'm gonna strangle that little bastard!
Why does he need to run if he can teleport with his shadows?
Isn't he...
Come on, we're going after him.
Don't think I'm gonna let you get away. Not this time.
Why would he show up now?
I'd be lying if I said that didn't bug me, but we don't got time to mull over this. Let's tail him.
Wait. Why am I sensing... No, it couldn't be.
Oh, I was expecting something from Nadia then, being like, yes? Just a little something where she'd be aware of everything going on. Let's get you in the group, and you in the group. Is that all we can have? Yeah, we can't get Celise in, otherwise we'd obviously have Celise in. Obviously. What's going on here, mate? Ah, this cool morning air just goes right through you. I made the right choice going out for a little stroll. It's just what I need to clear my mind of those nightmares I keep having about losing my job. Oh, we're rather early, aren't we? I'd like to enjoy my island getaway if you don't mind. Do me a favor and stay out of it. I never saw a guy get so steamed up about chilling out. Let's just leave him be and move on. So got a dot there. Okay. Nothing from you two? Oh no, is that shop there and I just didn't notice it because it was a shop, not conversations. What are you up to so early? Alright, then that bit of late night fishing really lit a fire in me. I think I figured out the trick to luring out those deep sea creatures Shannon caught. Oh man, I've got to be on the brink of catching something good. You know, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I was so focused on fishing. Ah, you're more pumped up about this than I thought you'd be. Well, I guess I'll leave you to it. Good luck. Shed and I pulled another all-nighter yesterday. Can't let that stop us from making the most of this vacation, though. It'd be a waste otherwise. Maybe I'll do some light exercise to get my blood moving before I go push Shannon out of bed. Anyone can tell me that the fishing's totally different out here compared to Edith Rivers. That's what gets me so fired up. My plan for today is to bring in a giant haul. Then we can have the villa chefs cook up a feast for us. I mean, that sounds nice. Do you like fish? Do you like fish? I have burgers today, though. Beef burgers. It must be nice having the energy to rollick around this early in the day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ship to inspect and a wharf to clean. Wharf, son of Moog. Seems strange. Dun 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 dun. Go by the church slowly again. So it's like, Still constantly suspicious of this church. It feels like there's something going on here. Again, I'm expecting it to be like, this is actually a lodge. Nothing with that again. Is that always... I think that the thing is, like, that may actually always be in the churches, but it stands out because it's so dirty in here that it's like, normally I don't notice that or something. I need to check back when we're in Edith or something. See if I can get an idea. Alright, the gates are open.
I thought this place was sealed off.
It was yesterday. Did he run through here?
I'll see if I can track him with a shard search.
Theo, Zeros, try to get a lock on him too.
Understood.
Oof. What? They watch you from a distance?
There they are!
Whoa! You old-timers actually kept up with me. I'm impressed. Okay, not really. You following us here was all part of the plan, so...
Yeah, you're pretty quick on your feet for being dumb old farts. But you're not very quick on the uptake, are you?
No, you did not just call me a... Hey, wait a second.
These two are eerily similar.
Well, I did know that you two looked alike. But now that I'm seeing you side by side, I'm guessing you're siblings. Or maybe even twins?
Or maybe something else. Maybe it's with how strange this game and the series could be, it's like maybe they're actually one person that's been split into two or something.
S, do you think it's them?
Yeah, more than likely.
Alrighty, that's enough about us. We'll let that old bag of bones do the talking from here.
Well, there he is.
My. You two have really been putting your nose to the grindstone this morning. I could learn a thing or two from your work ethics.
For real, my dude. You've been working us like a damn slave driver. It's cool, though. We get that it's all part of the build-up to your master plan.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that I need a nice, long nap. You're on your own for a while, okay?
Of course. You do what you want to do, and as always, I'll do what I want to do.
It's him.
You really need to work on your surprise twist game. You were about as subtle as a sledgehammer, Mr. E.H. AKA Elroy Harwood, the fourth Anguis of Ouroboros.
Hey there, my friends. It's been much too long. So, you had me figured out from the start, did you? I see you're all enjoying your vacation on my little slice of paradise. How delightful. Now tell me, when did we last meet? Was it during that pandemonium incident last year? Oh dear, how time flies.
I know you.
You're the one responsible for the creation of the gardens.
I didn't realize you two knew him.
Oh, yes. I've heard all about you. You're the little ones who took down the big bad emperor, aren't you? I suppose I should offer you my thanks. I sought the destruction of the gardens last year, and you saved me a fourth of the work. Job well done.
You can keep your thanks.
Yeah, it's not like we did it for you.
Normally, I'd have jumped at the chance to enjoy a little vacation. Too bad you're the one footing the bill. So what's with the twins? They your underlings or something?
Then that means everything we dealt with in Messeldom and Longport was...
The work of this toxic rat bastard.
Who, me? I did no such thing.
Oh, come now.
Trust me. If I could take credit for Zect Arms's quaint little rampage and Heiyue's hair-raising bout of palace politics, I would.
Well, no, it's not that you take credit for it. Credit for helping with those situations.
Don't play dumb. Ix was the one behind everything in Messeldom. And I'd bet my career on you putting him up to that.
Not to mention, Heiyue received a great deal of support from behind the scenes.
You might not have been around in the capital as of late, but there's no doubt in my mind that you were involved in what happened there.
Time to fess up. Why'd you send out those invitations? And don't say to write a rave review of your island getaway spot, because I won't buy it.
Oh, I was hoping we could relish in the build-up some more. Where's your sense of drama? Although I can't blame you for wanting to get straight to the point, considering what it is you're looking for.
I take it you have it in your possession, then? One of the fragments of the 8th Genesis, I mean.
Give the little lady a read, and she thinks she can take the whole Selge. Before I answer your question, I'll fire off one of my own. Just how much do you know about it?
What?
What do you mean by how much?
See, yeah, this may play into the theories that I have coming up, because it's going to relate to the Genesis and the idea of the space station idea and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, I've got thoughts on that.
The Oct Genesis, prototype orbments left behind by Professor C. Epstein. They were created many decades ago, yet they exceed our modern-day technology by leaps and bounds. So, what do you think they're for?
Giving your one-up over the Septennial of Time, so you can then, therefore, get up to the space station and control the time loop. I'll get into it more when I get into the theories.
They were used in the experiments that eventually brought about our current orbital technology. What else would they be for?
Oh, come now. I think you and I both know that's not all there is to it. Almada used them to bring about disasters unlike anything mankind has ever seen. A resurrected undead, the tyrant, mind control with drugs, the singularity, and the monitoring of the Death Game's rules. And the grandest of all was the finale. Pandemonium. Or so I thought. But I was wrong. What's happening now is far, far grander, don't you think?
He must mean... But how could he know?
You've been beating around the bush for a while now. Get to the point.
Feigning ignorance won't do you much good at this stage, kid. Say, why don't you share with the rest of the class, Arkride?
Time travel.
Tell us, how does it feel to die?
Yes, good. This is again like where I wanted it to go at this point was like, all right, we've experienced the time leaps. Now we need to start exploring like what's going on. Like we're at the investigation stage. That's where we're at now. Like we've had stuff happen. Now let's figure out what's going on.
There you are.
Van!
Oops. Looks like we're fresh out of time.
Elaine!
And Prince Sharid!
We all saw you rush out of the villa earlier.
We were wondering why the gates were wide open. Didn't realize you went and found the Oathbreaker.
Actually, we didn't. It was more like he led us here.
Oh, that's odd.
Indeed. That's not our chief concern, though. We need to restrain that man.
I suppose there's no getting the jump on you.
I have a worrying feeling that this is going to lead to a death end. But in that sense of it's going to be forced upon them by the Oathbreaker as a means of learning what's going on. Which again, interesting.
So,
that's what I feel like's coming.
And they aren't the only new arrivals.
You're a hard man to find, Oathbreaker.
Our supercilious vice captain friend isn't, however.
It's just the fact we're all gathered here, it's like something's gonna happen.
We're only here to see to this heretic's execution.
Target confirmed.
Got bored of playing hide and seek, hmm?
Execute G4 protocol. Seize the target.
Like, you can't all get him.
Yes, sir!
Kasim! Ikaruga, the Gralspetter, and even the monks from Iscariot are all in attendance.
Something's gonna happen right here and they're all gonna time loop.
Look at how late you made us! You incompetent imbeciles!
You're in my way, lady. I'm real curious to see how you weasel your way out of this one. You got nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
The jig is up, my dear. You are surrounded by some of the greatest powerhouses on the continent.
At the moment he is, but what about an hour ago? He wasn't. What if we went back to an hour ago?
Even the 2 enforcers came.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like they're here to help him.
My oh my. I'm in a bit of a pickle, aren't I? Care to lend your dear old boss a hand, Retzi? And what say you, Walter?
Why aren't they on his side? What's going on here?
I say no freaking way.
We do not take orders from traitors of the society. It is about time you reaped what you sowed, my dear.
Traitor? That's interesting. Because then if it is like thoughts and ideas of like the society having some control or watching what's happening with potential time loops, they wouldn't want someone to control it. And maybe that's what's going on here. He's trying to learn to control it. It's like, no, we're gathering data. You're interfering. You're a traitor to what we're doing. That's what I'm thinking there.
Huh?
What did she just say?
I thought as much. You really are in hot water then.
Evidently so. Guess I should have kept the twins around for a little longer. I'm not going to be able to pull off the ultimate crime with all these loose ends. My savant lawbreaker reputation's on the line. So I really should correct that, huh? Perhaps I'm getting rusty in my old age.
You sure like to run your mouth. Keep that up and I'll rip it clean off.
Doo-hoo.
I'm sure he's hatching some sort of devious plot. I doubt he would have brought us all here otherwise.
Well, whatever his plan is, we'll stop it in its tracks. Then, we'll grill him for answers on what was going on behind the scenes during those incidents in Crossbell and Erebonia.
Hmm? If it's my plan you're worried about, don't be. I've already put it into motion.
Why do I feel like the cliff is gonna give way? I feel like that's what... Like they're all gathered here.
Oh, and since I'm such a nice guy, let me give you a warning. Don't come any closer.
What are you trying to say?
Is he gonna fall Majima?
Perhaps he's trying to mislead us. Or maybe not.
Surely he can't have an ace up his sleeve.
Why's everyone getting cold feet all of a sudden? Well, you won't hear me complaining. Now's your chance to redeem yourselves, you filthy swine! Go fetch the fragment for me!
Yes, ma'am!
Charge!
Uh-oh.
Wait!
What?
The hell? What's the...
What? Oh.
He's using...
Poison.
How unfortunate. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Soon the entire island will be engulfed in my toxic haze. You may as well accept your fate.
Even the civilians?
I should have known. No wonder everything felt off.
You really went and did it.
You are so very naughty.
Man.
Nadia.
Damn it. It's time to raise the curtain. The performance is about to start. Take a seat and enjoy the show.
Oh, he totally knows. This is, again, this is part of the plan. Yeah, I like this. Because again, now it's someone else using their ability to time leap. That's intriguing in a different way. Because it's not a death end in that sense of like, we've reached an end. Oh no, things went badly. We didn't think this through. Let's go back and try a different route. Like, no. Now they've gone with the route of someone else is aware of the time leaps and is using that against you. That is interesting in itself. Very, very interesting. Because it is like, what's he want? Is he just studying the time leaps? Does he want a desired outcome? What's he up to? It's similar to like my idea of like what I wanted them to see going forward was the idea that they reuse the time leaps to gather more information, but I didn't think someone else would do that to them. But how many people are going to remember? Let's go find out. Because obviously Van will.
Where'd he go? There!
How'd he do that?
Must be that shadow ability of his.
I'm gonna strangle that little bastard.
Isn't he...
Okay. Huh? This feeling. What was that just now? Feels like something is going to happen. It's the same as before. Yeah, just what happened back in Edith. Right. We'd better chase after him. But if we do then... Ugh. Is this really the only option? Maybe there's a more direct route we can take. Well, we're gonna end this part here then. But this does play, like, I've already had like little thoughts spark off from this in terms of theories as to like my big overarching...
You gotta hurry.
Shush! My big overarching theory that's coming up, like the next part where we do our theories, it's like I'm gonna be talking about like the potential of time leaps and what that could mean. And just the idea of like using it to your advantage, maybe that's its point. Like maybe something bad happens and you go back a little bit to reevaluate, learn more information, and that's going to be useful later with something. And I want to get to that in the theories, but it's like I feel like that's kind of probably what's going to happen here. I feel like we're going to get to another death end very quickly, and then that's going to bring about them learning more and be more aware of it. It's like, to what end is the Oathbreaker doing this? Like, what's he trying to learn? Ooh. Because like for me, it genuinely all goes back to like in Daybreak, where the timer went from like, what was it, 30 minutes to 32 minutes? Like we'd gone back 2 minutes, which then potentially bought us more time to win. Like, maybe the time leap already happened in that game, but we just don't realize it. It's like I said, when Nadia had that shock moment at one point, like, be like, oh, did she time leap? Like, and it was no, but it's just that idea of like, there may be a time leap happen and we not realize. Just someone comes back with like a bit more information. But they've not realized it before. Maybe that happened in Daybreak and we just didn't know when it went 30 to 32 minutes. And we gained that extra time because originally on the 30 minutes, we didn't get there in time, we lost, they died, we time leaped. And we did something different as a result, and that made it so we had 32 minutes, and the 2 minutes was enough to win. Like, maybe that's what happened in the first game, maybe that was what was going on there. And I feel like that's where this is headed. Like, this is almost like prep for like what's coming in the next game. Because I don't feel like it's going to be something in this game. Or if it is, it's going to be something minor that leads to something major in the next game. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, we're ending this part here. In the next part, we'll go investigate down there. I think we'll check the sub-event first. And then go there. Because like, I'm assuming we go over there and be like, no, we can't go over there. No. But yeah, intriguing. Like, this is kind of what I wanted with the time leaps, to take a different direction now rather than shock value, like, oh my god, no, they're dead again. Like, they're not going for shock value now. They're not going for like, oh no, they died. They're going for the time leap. It's not the deaths. The deaths are not the focus now. It's the actual mechanic. Like, how is that working? What does it mean within the world? People using it to their advantage. It's like, yeah, this is intriguing. I do like the direction they've gone with this at this point, because clearly he knew. Clearly he knew. He was planning for it. He knew this was going to happen. Unless he didn't and something else is going on, but that's where my thoughts are right now. For me, it's like he clearly knows, because he said it was about to begin. It's like, he won't say it's about to begin when they die, you know. It's like, no, he knows they're going to go back and do it again, do it again, do it again. There's going to be several death ends in this, isn't there? As part of it. Ooh. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. So anyway, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-ra for now.